Hello, my beautiful collective singles. Elsie here to do a singles read for you. How are you, my friends? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I am here to do a reading for you. We're going to start out with some oracles. We're going to get into some tarot. We'll find out what's going on for you singles. What sort of energy is coming up for the collective singles, please? I'm part of that group, single too. Yep, here we go. Talk about the singles, please. Now, this reading is not time-stamped because it's not for your energy, my friend. It is for everybody's energy. And so it is one reading for all the energies. I will call out the signs and symbols as you need to hear them in order to know what's going on. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. You'll figure it out. Please put on your intuitive hat. Figure it out. Listen to your gut. That's what these are. Exercises in your intuition. Let's take a look here. Tell me about the singles, please. What do the singles need to know? Most important thing for the singles. We do have time to go. To me, this is, it feels like you're pressed for time. It's time to go somewhere. It's like it's time to leave the old vibration or time to leave the old timeline. We've got card number 45, which is a 9. To me, that's that's Virgo energy. That is the Hermit energy. And this person, it almost looks to me as though they're beginning to disappear. As somebody runs for the door, they're running to the new timeline here. It feels like it's time to go. It feels like it's time for you to leave something behind, collective, and it's time for you to head toward something new. Card number 45 being a 9 to me is, yeah, it is, we've got stars here, right? There's stars all over the place here. It almost feels like it's time for you because you've come from a place where you found your shine, you found your light, and it's time for you to go to the next timeline. And you're alone. It feels like nobody can go with you. I know that we sometimes want to take people with us to the next timeline, but we can't force them, right? We can't force them to go. So that feels like Virgo energy to me. We do have orphaned. Yeah, you're going to have to go alone. And that's the sad part, right? We've got 5, a little bit of lack, somebody here sitting there by themselves, not wanting to leave, wanting to go alone. It almost feels like somebody here is pulling away from someone, maybe someone that you've been dating, or maybe a dating pool, or maybe you're shutting down the apps, or it feels like it's maybe a group that you're pulling away from. Take that as it resonates. Let's take a look here. Tell me more, please, about the collective singles. It's time to get on a new path, and that new path is going to be alone, because that's what the Hermit does. The Hermit goes into Hermit mode alone. No one goes with them to figure out who they are and find the wisdom that they need in order to carry through to the next timeline. And when I say next timeline, it's like wherever you're going from here is going to be very different from the place that you were. We have family, and we have fragmented energy. And the fragmented energy card always reminds me of the Queen of Cups, right? Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And it reminds me of the Queen of Cups because the Queen of Cups is someone who is very psychic, also very empathic. This person is always giving and giving and giving, even when they don't want to. You can see that this person has puzzle pieces missing from them. It's like they're not really whole because they keep giving away their energy to everybody else. And for some of you, it could be family. It could be children. It doesn't have to be. We are showing children here, babies, but it could just be family in general. You might be leaving a family home, or you might be leaving your family in order to start something new by yourself, because it feels like you are someone who is very available for your family, which is beautiful. But I feel like they're taking a lot of your energy. It's almost like you can't live your own life because they're taking a lot of your energy. You're in a lot of, like, you don't have enough emotional energy to be able to date, to be able to give to someone else, because it feels like your focus is family. You could be a single parent. Possibly your focus has to be your family, right? But it feels like you are being told here that if you do not get that under control, you could face feeling depleted emotionally, of emotional energy. Bottom of the deck, we have vast universe. It's time for you to get on the meditation, my friend. That's what it is, the vast universe. There's so much here, right? All the chakras are present, right? All of them. It feels like the vast universe is trying to tell you something. Downloads of information. We've got, it looks like, I know this is the world here, but it looks like water is everywhere. It feels like the universe is trying to tell you something about this energy. You keep giving it away, and sometimes you don't even give it away. People just come by and take it, and that's the thing about an empath or someone who's got psychic energy. People will come by with a straw and just take that energy as they want, and sometimes you don't even realize that they're taking it. All right. Tell me what else we need to know about time to go. Where are we going? How are we getting there? Tell me about time to go for the Singles Collective, please. Tell me about time to go. Tell me about time to go. Collective, if you are interested in a private read, please look below this video. If you click on the word more, you will find a link to Wizio. It's the only place where you can book me, and you can book me there beginning at $40. Look at that. The death card. Yeah, it's over. Yo, it's over. Like whatever it was back there, whatever you were doing back there yesterday or the day before, I think somebody here has just made a decision. It feels like a shift of energy. It feels like you are going to either be making a decision, because I don't leave dates or times on these readings. They're going to resonate if they do when you find them. So it feels like somebody here is definitely in transformation. I want to say that you're the one that's in transformation. You really are leaving someplace to go somewhere else. And I feel like it's because you've spent some time in hermit mode. I feel like you've decided with wisdom, with your light, you've decided that it is time for you to stop this. You got to go. You got to go on your own, and you can't take anybody with you. Tell me about the family, please. Family is the Chariot. So I feel like you, for some of you, if you're a parent, of course, you're taking the kids with you. For others of you, I feel like you're just headed out on your own. I feel like this is going to be something that that's going to be hard to do, that you're going to have to leave the family behind. Of course, if you're a single parent, you're not leaving your kids behind, right? But I feel like with the Chariot, it feels like you are headed to victory, but it's been a really hard decision. I feel it's been really hard to get these energies to balance your feminine and masculine energy enough to be able to make a decision to move forward. Because make no mistake about it, if you're in one energy or another and you're not really balanced in your energies, it's really hard to make a decision to do things that are good for you, because sometimes that guilt will factor into that, right? And you'll want to keep giving to people in your life and in effect really just stopping your path in its tracks. So I feel like the Chariot here is telling me with this Cancer energy here that it's going to be hard for you to pull away from the family. And for some of you, it's going to be that you're leaving. Maybe you lived at home for a while, and now it's time for you, like at home with your parents for a while, and now it's time for you to go out on your own. But it feels like the Chariot is telling me that you're trying to keep your feelings under the surface. You don't want them to see that it's really hard for you to leave. But I want to say that making this move is so important, because you are headed to victory, because that's where the Chariot's heading, and it's heading there quickly. So I feel like if you haven't done this, or maybe you're the one that already thinks you're going to move, maybe you've already thought of that. I think that's the indication that it's time for you to move forward. We've got fragmented energy, and I was saying that, right? So if you keep giving your energy to your family, and this happens in some cultures, right? They live together, right? Parents move in. We all live together with grandparents and parents, and it's cultural. But the thing is that it's really hard to find a love of your own. It's really hard to find someone to share in that with you. It's a lot for someone else who's not used to that type of cultural boundary. It's a lot for someone else. But I want to say that you've been allowing your family to take of your energy. Maybe you are the person who's considered the head of the household, and now it's time for you to go, because I feel like not having any emotional energy left because you're giving it all to the family, it feels like it is going to interfere in this Two of Cups. It's going to interfere in love. Tell me about the future here for the collective, please. Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Wands. That's the challenge, right? The challenge is the Four of Wands. The challenge is leaving a place where you know there is happiness and love and soulmate connections, and you know it's always a hard decision to move away from the people that we love, but it feels like somebody needs to do it for their own individual energy, so they can thrive in love, so they can meet a partner and learn how to live on their own. Tell me about the Death card, please. Why do we have the Death card here? Time to go. Somebody here is struggling with the idea that it is time to go, because if you don't, it feels like your family is always going to meddle in your business. We do have the Eight of Pentacles. Now, it could be for some of you that your job is moving you, that you have to go to a different location, or you've gotten a different job and you have to travel. But it feels like you can be confident about leaving, about this ending, this transformation. You can be confident about that, because I feel like you're used to working from from the ground up, right? We start with one pentacle and we can see all the pentacles here. It feels like you're self-made is what I want to say. You're confident, you go over the details. This again, Virgo energy for me. And it feels like you have a talent, you know that you're a subject matter expert on something. People are going to want you to work for them. But it feels like you do have to leave the place that you are right now in order to fly. For some of you, it could be that you had to quit a job to leave. Maybe you quit a job and now you're on your way. We do have the Eight of Swords. For some of you, you haven't made the decision yet. You haven't made the decision yet because you're up in your head. I'm going to have to leave the family. I'm going to have to leave my work. It feels like there is a transformation coming here, like a transformable moment that you're going to have to make a decision to go. And you've been thinking about it because you're here in this hermit energy, right? Gaining wisdom over the situation. There it is, the World card. Somebody here is making some big changes. It's probably coming up in February, right? We're at the gates of February 1st here. So it feels like somebody here is closing a chapter in favor of opening a new one. For some of you, it could be moving toward family. Absolutely, it could be. Maybe you're closing this chapter here to move like closer to family. It could very well be. But it feels like this path is one that you do need to take on your own. It feels like, though, I want to say that it feels a little bit sullen. It feels a little bit sad, but it also feels like it's an achievement or a milestone. It's something that we all do. We all leave the nest. We all fly. It's time to do our own thing. It's time to do whatever we want to do rather than what our family is telling us to do. Rather than, some people have a really hard time pulling away from their family in order to be able to go out and do their own thing. I feel like you are going to get out of this Eight of Swords energy. I feel like the transformation is here and you can't deny it. It is time for you to go. Clearly, the World card is here saying you're ending a chapter. And that's what this is, right? Somebody's headed for the door. It's headed for the new chapter here. Tell me about the Chariot, please. Tell me about the Chariot for the collective singles. Got Cancer energy here, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo energy. Got, yeah. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Six of Cups. This is all pointing to soulmate connections in your family. And I feel like you have to leave them. And I think that it's going to be really hard for some of you. For others of you, you're leaving and you're taking the kids with you. So maybe you have been raising your children in your parents' home or in a family home. And now you're leaving and taking the kids with you. For some of you, it could be you've been living with someone who you have these children with and you have to go. We have the Three of Pentacles. I want to say that all in all, it does feel like the family is on board. I want to say they do understand that you need to go. They do understand that you have to go do your own thing. And so I feel like there's teamwork and collaboration here as it pertains to let us help you move, let us help you get things together. It does feel like it's going to be a really hard thing to move away from. For some of you, I feel like you really have a deep, deep connection to your father, to your dad, and or a grandfather, possibly. This is the masculine leaning energy. Of course, this energy is feminine as well as masculine, but it feels like it's really hitting you deep that this is something that you have to do for you, and you're trying to keep your feelings under the surface. But it feels like once you get balance where you are, I feel like it's like something that you've always wanted to do. It feels like it's something you've always wanted to do with the Six of Cups. There's so much memories or nostalgia that you have with this family here. It doesn't even have to be a family that birthed you. Maybe it's a family you're living with, but it feels like you're on your way, and they love you a lot, and you love them a lot as well. I feel like the family here is going to be in favor of you moving, although they don't want to see you go. I feel like you do have to go, because I feel like there's some love on the horizon, and I feel like your energy has all been put toward family or the family unit or the family home, and you have this fragmented energy which is getting in the way of love. Tell me about the Two of Cups, please. What's coming in the future here for the Two of Cups? We have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy here, by the way. We do have the Seven of Wands. Tell me why we're in defense mode here. Because we've built ourselves to here. That's why. So, there's no way that the Empress can be contained, I want to say. So you could be someone who is Taurus or Libra. The Empress is Taurus and Libra because she is full of love, and it's Venusian energy, right? It's Venus. And you could be a Venus Taurus or Venus Libra. But the Empress here, it feels like with the Two of Cups that that you've grown as much as you can grow in this situation. It's like you're. I was just watching videos on TV the other day, and it's coming back to my mind right now, where I didn't know that crabs molted. They actually slip right out of their shell in order to grow, and that's what I feel like you're doing. You're slipping out of your shell in order to grow. Nobody can contain the Empress. So I feel, although you're feeling a little bit like you're out on your own, you're going to need to hold your ground about going, because it'd be really easy to slip back into the family and say, no, I'm not going to go live my own life. But it feels to me like somebody here is at the Empress level here, and it is time for you to call in love. It's time for you to start your life. It's really very beautiful, but it's kind of sad at the same time. It feels like you must... I love to see that you're the Empress, because the Queen of Cups on her own, I always say, is in danger of feeling emotionally depleted or energetically depleted. But with the Empress in the room, the Queen of Wands is going to make sure she tells the Queen of Cups to drink for herself first. So I feel like you've learned the lessons of this depletion and how you cannot allow this to go on anymore. It's like you must continue forward. You have to. You're the Empress. No one can contain the Empress. You've slipped out of the old self and you're into the new self, and it's all about healing. So I feel like you are going to find love. I feel like there's Two of Cups in the future. You are going to find love, but you're calling it in. You're still feeling a little bit defensive about the whole thing. You're going to have some healing time once you leave the family and move forward here. But it does feel like that is your challenge, is holding on to the family. We have the family home here. It feels like they still have a hold on you, or they're still holding on to you. So be aware of that fragmented energy, my friend. Tell me about the Four of Wands. Why is the Four of Wands the challenge here? You're feeling sad. Yeah. You feel like, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing by leaving? It's like you end up with some regrets here. But look at that. Look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. The Empress is about to meet the Emperor. You're calling in someone, or you have been calling in someone for a long time who is on your vibration. Now look, the thing is this. You could be an Empress. You could have all the lessons. You could have learned all the things. Now you're the Empress. You're balanced and abundant and all of that stuff. But if you don't move from the place that you are, there's no way you're ever going to call in what you want, because you have to make a move, right? You have to move away from the thing that is comfortable, the comfortably polished rut. Yeah. And you're never going to find it if you don't move. And I think that's sort of the energy that we're getting here, is that, the Emperor is in the distance with a new opportunity here. And should you decide to stay where you are, and it doesn't have to be the family home. If you decide to stay in the job, stay in the place, stay in your comfortable rut, a place where you don't have to grow and you don't have to reach and become the Empress, then that's where you're going to need to learn to be happy. But for those of you who are deciding to move out, collecting your energy and deciding to find love, I do believe love is in the distance. And I do believe that you've been calling it in for a really long time, but you had to decide to make this change. You had to decide to get out of the place that was really freaking stable, the place where everybody was on your team, the place where everybody was helping you, doing things for you, and start to do it on your own, because that is, the Queen of Wands is the one who is independent, right? That's the independent one. And here is Aries looking at the Empress saying, yeah, that's the person you're calling in. I feel like there's a new opportunity. I feel like as you're kind of sad that you left the family home or left this place, wherever it is, wherever this is. And I think it comes up as family, because family is the place where, some of us, not all of us, but some of us feel a lot of love, the most comfort, the most care. It's like the most, the place where you'll be most taken care of, right? Where all the soulmates are. But I feel like you're about to meet your own soulmate and go on your own journey here. We do have the King of Pentacles. I feel like your person, your king of, not your king, but your Emperor is somebody who's very financially stable here. And you've been waiting. The wait is over. The Emperor is here. The wait is over, my friend. So we do have Aries energy here as well. Yeah, it's going to be a painful ending. I think that making this transition is going to be really hard. The Death card is tough, right? It's ending something that you really don't want to end, but you have to end it. You have to end it even though it's painful in order to be able to move forward to all this beautiful stuff, my friend. Choices and chances are really, really important. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for watching here. I'm out for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Thanks, singles. Bye-bye.